sincerely one of the greatest privileges of our lives, and that is just spending our days on the lacrosse field with you guys and moms and dads with your sons. It really is a joy to do it. It's not always happy, but there's a difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is a result of external circumstances. Joy is an expression of an internal condition. And we've had the privilege of creating an environment here where lacrosse isn't the biggest thing, where one player isn't the biggest thing, where one coach's personality isn't the biggest thing, but where Jesus is the biggest thing. And because of that, every day on the field with these guys is pure joy. It's hard sometimes, we're happy sometimes, frustrated sometimes, the boys are happy sometimes, they're frustrated, but it is pure joy, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of how many goals we're up or how many goals we're down. It continues to be pure joy. This is, how many seasons have we been doing this? Was that the sixth one? This is our sixth season, which is incredible. When Mr. Ridenauer invited us in to participate in this, I didn't realize quite what he was inviting us into, and it's been one of the greatest privileges of my life, and I'm sure I speak for Coach Fuchs as well. And you know, we don't do it alone. We have really one of the most remarkable coaching staffs on any sideline that we've been on. Coach Rick Stevenson has been with us for the last several years and has provided invaluable wisdom, not just to our defense, he's a defensive specialist, but also to our offense, because he knows how to beat good defense, because he was a great defender, still is a great defender. And so he's provided so much of that one-on-one insight and wisdom to our players. We've had Coach Hickey with us for the last 2 years. And Coach Hickey's a busy man, and sometimes he's there and sometimes he isn't. And we're okay with that, because every time he's on the field, we get better. And not just better at lacrosse. When I asked to join us, I said, would you join? Would you be on the field with us? He goes, I have no idea. I have no skill when it comes to lacrosse. And I said, I just don't care. We want you. We want your wisdom. And he has provided so much of that for us in the time that he's spent with us. And then this year we've added a new coach, Coach Nelson Telemaco. And Nelson and little Nelson, just kidding, Nelson Jr., have joined our program along with the better half of that family, Eliana and Lisette over there. And you guys have just been a gift to this lacrosse program. Nelson, with your incredible work ethic and skill and talent, and Coach T with your humility and your wisdom, your sense of calm that you bring to a crazy person like me. So just to be able to do this with remarkable men who love Jesus, who love your boys, and who care more about pointing them to Jesus than anything else on that field is just a very, very special thing. And I know that you've all been involved in sports in a lot of different areas, and I know that I have a biased opinion because I spend all of my energy with Coach Fuchs serving you guys, but I've never been a part of anything quite like this. And it has to do with these men of wisdom that God has surrounded us with to be able to serve these amazing young men on this field. And they would be amazing young men if it weren't for you and how you're raising them. So thank you for giving us a small role in their growth and development. But you're the main proprietor of their development, and we are honored and humbled. And as a dad of a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old, I'm learning how to be a better dad, and I'm learning how to be a better husband by watching and listening to you dads and to you husbands. And so thank you. Thank you guys for this family. Thank you for giving us this this joy that we get every single day. I also want to thank our team moms who, once again, have put together a season that just simply wouldn't have happened. I mean, the mere fact that we're sitting in this room only happens because of Gretchen Slapp and Lisa Stevenson and Elise Fuchs and Arlene Joseph. Jody Wright had a lot to do with this facility, and then Stephanie Hickey. Moms, did I miss anyone? The team moms? I think I got all of them. Yeah? Nay? I think I got all of them. We had a team of team moms. You know, there's so many athletic teams out there that have a team mom, and that's essential, and she is a celebrated member of the leadership. But this team has a team of team moms. So again, it's such a unique and special thing, this Calvary Lacrosse family. So team moms, from the bottom of our hearts, there are so many things that we couldn't have done this year without you. We are so grateful for you. Every year we get up here, and I always lean over to Coach Fuchs. I'm like, "Do you want to say anything?" And he's like, "No, you got it." He's the calming effect. I'm the lunatic. But you guys see that every day on every game on the sidelines. So we're making an adjustment this year at kind of our end of season awards. And historically, we've given away 12 awards, which almost starts to feel like participation pills. And we really want to identify a couple of players who I think everyone in here would agree in celebrating. But we've cut the number of awards from 12 down to just 4. And these are the 4 awards that I think represent what we are most interested in seeing in terms of inputs and outcomes through the Calvary Lacrosse program. And I'm just, every year you guys complain that I just keep talking and talking and talking during these things. So we're cut it down to 4 awards. So you should be happy. Now, it's 4 this year. It's 4 for varsity and 4 for JV, so it's still 8. So I've only cut it down to 4. But it's still a reduced number, so deal with it. So we got awards like Outstanding Offensive Player, Most Improved, Outstanding Defensive Player. We've dispensed with those. We have 4 awards that we want to give tonight to our players. The first one is the Rookie of the Year Award. We think that that's a really important award for us. Having guys come into the program, because we spend so much energy on developing our younger athletes all the way down to kindergarten at CCA. We believe that the Rookie of the Year Award is an award that should be celebrated every year, because it shows us that we have players coming up through the ranks, through the younger ages, who are hungry and who want to have an impact in their first year. And so the next one is the Heart Award. We always say, play with your heart. In fact, I quoted my favorite movie with these guys this year, and it's something that Jake Trelongo actually quoted in his e-portfolio, I think. Yeah, so I saw the video. It's a quote from the movie The Power of One. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's one of the greatest movies ever. And the quote is, "Little beat big when little smart, first with the head and then with the heart." And you know, Calvary Lacrosse is a new program, and we're up and coming, and we're still the little guy. And so heart is a really big component of what we're trying to inspire in our players. The third award we're giving out is this award has a name to it. This award, it's only the second award we've ever attached a name to. I'll give that one to you last. The fourth award is the highest award that we give, and we weren't going to get rid of this one. Historically, it's known as the Dawson Allen Impact Award. I've reached out to Dawson and I've asked his permission for us to rename this award after his mom, Tiffany. So as of this year, this will be the Tiffany Home Impact Award. It is an award that we give out to a player who has had a deep and lasting impact on the program as a whole. So I'll leave that third one for when we read it off. Let's do the JV guys first. All right. So without further ado, the Junior Varsity Rookie of the Year award goes to Jake Terlongo. I've also done away with the goofy picture things because I know those guys were throwing those things away 5 minutes after I did them. And they were like, those things took like 9 hours to make. And, you know, now we've got these custom-made Calvary Eagle logo lacrosse balls. And we had a professional calligrapher put their names in the name of the award. He's right back there. His name is David Joseph. All right. The next one is the Heart Award for Junior Varsity. Give it up for a man who plays with heart 100% of the time, every day of practice, every game, Jackson Maloof. Coach Coy, you should be hugging these guys too. Take your time, but hurry up. All right. The third one, we've come to it. This is the Servant Spirit Award. It's the award that goes to a player who relentlessly serves his teammates. He's the one who does the things that no one sees that makes the team better. We've always had a Servant Spirit Award, but this year we had an unprecedented moment of servanthood that we will forever immortalize by officially naming this award from this day forward the official Brian Sanchez Bloody Throat Servant Spirit Award. So, if you don't know the story behind the Brian Sanchez Bloody Throat Servant Spirit Award, at our Gibbons game, Brian from the sideline was screaming so hard and so long and so loud that he started to literally cough up blood. And he showed Coach Fuchs, he's like, I don't know what's happening here. And he's like, you gotta stop yelling. And he's like, my teammates need me, they need me. And he just kept screaming. He just kept screaming. And you guys know how that game went. We were this close, and it was a heartbreaker, but my goodness, it was a heroic effort. And that's what a servant does. That's what a leader does, and that's how we define leadership. So the Servant Spirit Award is really a leadership award. So this year, the official Brian Sanchez Bloody Throat Servant Spirit Award for Junior Varsity goes to Christian Chamino. All right. Our last one for Junior Varsity is our Tiffany Home Impact Award. And this is an interesting year because it's our first year with the JV program. We have our head JV coach, one of my best friends in the world, Christian Coy. And I think we should applaud the fact that we have an amazing JV team. And you know, the Tiffany Holm Award, the Dawson Allen Award, is near and dear to my heart and near and dear to Coach Coy's heart for obvious reasons. And so having the discussion with him about who gets this award, it's a pretty important conversation. And so his selection, and I agree with the selection, says a lot about a young man who still has a couple of years left in the program. Normally we give this award to a senior who's had an impact over time. Well, this player is on the younger part of the age spectrum because he's one of our junior varsity players. So to have the kind of impact that he's had to warrant an award like this is a really significant thing. And the best part about it is that we get to look forward to seeing this young man continue to grow and continue to lead and continue to have an impact on this program. And so this year's first ever junior varsity Tiffany Holm Impact Award goes to Monty Flanagan. All right. Hey, we're going pretty good, right? Yeah. We're halfway done. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's go with Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year is Rookie of the Year. This player had over 60 ground balls, and he had a 55.8% face-off win percentage as a 9th grade player. Our Rookie of the Year for varsity goes to no one other than Eric Stevens. Okay, our Varsity Heart Award goes to a young man who always plays with heart, a young man who always prays with heart, Nick Bates.
Go Bates.
Congratulations, Pastor Nick. All right. The next one will be the Brian Sanchez Bloody Throat Servant Spirit Award. Could it go to anyone other than Brian Sanchez? Brian Sanchez. All right, is this the last one? Last one. So this is our last one for the night. Pretty good? Pretty good? Yeah. Okay. This is the Tiffany Holm Impact Award. And as I've said, every year that we've been here, we've since Dawson graduated and we named this award after him. Dawson worked in partnership with Mr. Ridenauer and some benefactors to start this lacrosse program. The impact that Dawson had and that Tiffany had on this program is still very much felt every single day. This isn't a distant thing. This is something that we feel every day in this program. Her encouragement to her son to not leave Calvary, but to stay here, to lose a lot of games, to play at a lower level of lacrosse than wherever he wanted to go, because he could have gone and played anywhere. All of that humility and that big picture thinking, that Christ-centered thinking, all of that goes into this award. And so typically we've offered this to, or we've selected a senior for this, as I mentioned before. This year we did it. We selected someone who is in his junior year, but it's a player who I'm sad to say, it's bittersweet because we're really excited for him and his family, but I'm sad to say we won't have the privilege of having him on the team next year because he and his family are moving upstate. But in 3 years, this player has had a massive impact on every single one of us with his humility, with his humor, with his diligence and his determination in the off season, throwing the ball into the goal hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, always out there coaching the little kids with us. And then not to mention, coming from a family who has had, in 3 short years, just a profound and immeasurable impact on this program as well. So this is not just an award for him, but it really is our way of saying thank you to the Hickey family for everything that they've done for us, to let them know that we love you guys so much. We will never forget the legacy that you will be leaving here with us. Barrett, it's been a gift, and I said this to you a couple of weeks ago. We thought maybe you were going to leave before the end of your freshman year, and then you stayed, and that was a gift. And then we thought at the end of your freshman year, okay, it was time for you guys to leave, but then you stayed 1 more year, and that was a gift. And then you stayed a 3rd year, and so this has been just a pure surprise and a pure joy and a pure gift to have you for 3 years. I want to selfishly say I wish I had you for 4, but I'm not going to spend my energy on that. I'm going to spend my energy remembering the 3 amazing years that you committed to this team and the ways that you impacted us as coaches, the way you impacted your teammates, and the way your mom and dad have impacted us as a program. So without question, this year's 2018 Tiffany Holm Impact Award goes to Barrett. All right. My last award, there's no lacrosse ball or anything like that, but there we go. I don't get to do this. I don't get to spend hours and hours and hours and hours on the field and hours and hours and hours off the field, on the laptop, on the phone with Coach Fuchs, late at night, talking about exciting things, talking about very difficult things. I don't have permission to do this. I don't have the blessing of being able to do this unless I get to be married to the greatest woman I've ever met in my life. And so my last award is just, Amy, I love you so much. I'm so grateful that you let me do this, that you share my time. Morgan, thank you too. You're amazing. And Jacob Bond, and I know that there might be some other things with our managers, but Jacob Bond has been our team manager this year, and not just for these 2 teams, but for all 6 of our teams at Calvary. And he's just done an absolutely outstanding job as a manager, and I get to be on the field with him every day, and as a dad, I just don't think there's anything better than that, and I'm sure you could probably speak to that a little bit. So Jacob, thank you on behalf of everyone here who appreciates all the work. All right, that's all I got. You got anything? That's it. Anyone want the mic? Captains. This is Macaulay and Ben and Ajay. Ben and Ajay have been here, kind of been in the program since 7th grade. We love you guys. We know that you're going to do amazing things. Ben just had a recruiting trip up at Potsdam in upstate New York, which is pretty exciting. Ajay's going to be around town, and I think if we can convince him, he's going to be a part of the program next year in some capacity. So we're excited about that.
Awesome.
And, so that's a full commitment, right? You're making a full commitment right now to be on the field with us every day, right? Yeah. Warm up lap, 320. And then as I pass the mic to these guys, I just wanted to, we've never done this before. We've always had it assumed, but we're going to officially announce an off-season captain. Ben and Ajay are the ones responsible for this because they took it upon themselves to lead this team more effectively than any captain in previous years had led the team in the offseason and created some standards for us that we're going to uphold going forward. So I'm officially, Coach Hughes and I are officially announcing our off-season captain as Macaulay Flanagan. In the coming weeks, we'll be announcing a second off-season captain, but we wanted to have Macaulay's input on that before we selected that player. So guys, thank you for your leadership, and take the mic.
We go, Ben.
I got next week, guys.
Come on, Ben. Go, Ben.
First off, I want to start by thanking the team moms for everything they've done this year. We can give another round of applause to that. And secondly, we just want to thank the team managers because, without them, we would not have been able to concentrate on the game like we did. Give them a round. And
Where's Isaiah? He's awesome.
So I guess we're not as good as Coach Vaughn to speak, and we'll get through this quickly. We'll just, pray us out, right?
No.
No?
Yeah. Did you
I
forget?
didn't really plan for this, but just wanted to say thank you to the whole Calvary Lacrosse family for. Okay. Thank you to the whole family, lacrosse family here. Thank you to my wonderful coaches, and thank you to my boys for a great ride. And then I have a little thing for the managers. I have thank you cards. So wherever Jacob Bond is, and then Isaiah. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to.